If enough time goes by, we expect progress. Now, you can't take too much time to make little progress. How many years do you want your child to spend in fourth grade? Approximately. About 1. You say, well, if they're nice kids, would you give them 3 or 4 years? And you say, no. 3 or 4 years would be too much time to make this much progress. Okay? We can't give you too much time. At age 21, those first grade desks are a little uncomfortable, as well as being a little embarrassing. You gotta make more progress in reasonable time. So the master came back and asked the key question, how did you do? 2 of the servants said, what you gave us, we doubled it while you were gone. And the master said, well done. Let me ask a key question. Should we be expected to double our value in reasonable time? That's a good question, right? In a whole wide range of things. In our 2-day leadership, we teach communications as one of the major subjects. How to affect other people with words, the art of persuasion. See, if 10 years ago the man said, I don't quite know how to put this, and 10 years later he's saying, I don't quite know how to put this, we say 10 years is too long not to know how to put it. We can give you 10 hours not to know how to put it. We can give you maybe 10 days not to know how to put it, but we can't give you 10 years. Why? 10 years is too much time to make such small progress. Okay? Now that's the big question. How can we make measurable progress in reasonable time? Here's one of the keys. Work hard on yourself. Personal development. It's the first strategy for wealth and happiness. Okay? Let's cover some others. We've got 7 to go. Time is limited tonight, so we got to keep rolling here. The second strategy for wealth and happiness is the search for knowledge. 2 things I hope you'll get from this talk tonight. One is ideas, and hopefully the second is inspiration. Right? Now, why some people are inspired and some are not, I don't know. We call it mysteries of the mind. It's just unbelievable. It's a fascinating study, mysteries of the mind. I give a lecture like this, somebody walks out and says, I'm going to change my life. And somebody else walks out and says, I've heard all this stuff before. Right? Why such a difference in reaction to the same lecture? We call it a mystery. The wealthy man says, I read this book and it started me on the road to wealth. Guess how many people go get the book? Answer, very few. Why wouldn't everybody go get the book? I don't know. We call it mysteries of the mind. To one person you say, you better slow down. You can't take on that many projects. You can't go, burn the midnight oil. You're going to have a heart attack and die. And to someone else we say, when are you ever going to get off the couch? I mean, why such a difference in the appetite and the zest for life? We call it a mystery. I don't know why it's called a mystery. It said the day the Christian church was started, a magnificent sermon was preached to the multitude. I like the word multitude. They didn't take a chance on small numbers, especially that first day. You don't want to look bad. So it said the first day the Christian church was started, a magnificent sermon was preached. And by all accounts of any scholar of any degree will tell you it was one of the finest presentations ever made that first day. And it was preached to a multitude. But it said here was part of the mystery. When the magnificent sermon was preached, the multitude that heard the sermon, some were perplexed. Now I thought, how could anybody be perplexed after listening to a magnificent presentation? What would we call that? A mystery. Isn't that a mystery? Evidently they are the perplexed. It probably doesn't matter who's preaching, right? They're the perplexed. Now it said some that heard the sermon, mocked. They mocked and scoffed, and I thought, how could anybody mock and scoff at a sincere, magnificent presentation? What would we call that? It's a mystery. Evidently, they are the mockers, right? That's what they do. It doesn't matter who's preaching. The mockers are going to mock. And I used to be so foolish as to say, mockers shouldn't mock. But see, that's called wasted words. That's what mockers do. They mock. To expect them to do anything else would be unwise. It said some that heard the sermon didn't know what was going on. And they're usually easy to spot, right? They're usually saying, what's going on? I mean, they're easy to spot. But here's what it also said. When the sermon was finished, out of the multitude there were 3,000 that believed. And that started the church. A pretty good-sized number for the first day. 3,000. Now, could we probably conclude that there's about 3,000 believers out of any given multitude? It's probably true. It didn't tell us what the dimensions of the multitude were, but I'll bet you that there's about 3,000 believers out of any given multitude. Now, interestingly enough, there didn't seem to be any further instructions on how to unperplex the perplexed. As far as we know, they left them perplexed. There were no classes on democking the mockers. They left them mocking. It said, he that wishes to be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Right? You say, well, how are you going to get some more believers? Very simple. It's a mystery, but here's how it works. You preach the story to another multitude. Okay? And with your experience on the first one, you can have the columns already set up. Perplexed. The mockers. Don't know what's going on. Right? It's a mystery. I don't know why. Okay. We call it mysteries of the mind. Why does one salesperson see their first prospect at 7 in the morning and another salesperson starts at 11 in the morning? Why would one person start at 7 and another person start at 11? I don't know. We call it a mystery. It's a mystery. Here's what we do learn in leadership, though. Good people are found, not changed. If you want believers, you just must go find them. There's plenty of people willing to believe saying, hey, I've been looking for something like this. This is my answer. Okay. I saw an ad, full-page ad in a business magazine not too long ago in New York. A lady who runs a string of hotels. And the ad caught my attention. The first line of the ad says, we do not teach our people to be nice. That caught my attention. Then I read the second line, and it said, we simply hire nice people. I thought, what a shortcut. That's the key. So, why some people are inspired and some are not, I don't know. How did you get here and some others did? Who knows the mystery to that? It's a mystery. Okay? But I hope you'll find inspiration here. But here's what else I hope you'll find here tonight, and that's called ideas.